Hey everyone, I hope you're taking it easy and your day has been great thus far. For this video, we'll be continuing through our retrospective unbagging and page through of Imperium with issue 46, and Imperium is for the Warhammer 40,000 setting. So getting into the other hump of the Imperium series, now surpassing issue 45, so into that other 45 issue side of the whole series with issue 46. So this particular issue we're going to be going back to some of the Adepta Sororitas. So here we pretty much on the cover have a few of the Seraphim front and center, and I will admit they do look pretty cool. So it's always nice to see that artwork. And then in terms of the actual issue itself, 7 miniatures in total, so there are going to be some various units within the Adepta Sororitas army list. There will be some story information and obviously rules and missions surrounding the Sororitas. So for the first part of the issue, Battle Sisters and the Seraphim, followed by build and how to paint. Those particular models are provided in this issue, followed by the data sheets for the Battle Sisters and Seraphim, and then there will be a playthrough of regroup, reorder, and things like that. Obviously we'll see when we get there. So the Battle Sisters, pretty much the battle line unit for the Adepta Sororitas, aka the Sisters of Battle. So we just have a nice full squad there, covering certain war gear items, the Fleur de Lis, we have a Stormbolter here, Flamer, the Simulacrum Imperialis, and then I'm not even going to continue reading some of these very long words, and well, there's only the front cover. Typical battle record on the actual back of that page as well, and then just covering some of those various units, war gear details and the things like that with some of the random dice generators. Seraphim squad, so covering some of the actual war gear for the Seraphim, bolt pistol, power sword, the actual jump pack itself, and the chaplet Ecclesiasticus. I may pronounce that incorrectly, I just literally read it as I thought I read it. Said it as I read it. Said it as I thought I read it. Anyway, battle record for the Seraphim. Now, how to build. Now, the last time I built Sisters of Battle, they were not plastic. Their base was. That was about it. So the first few steps will go through the building of the battle line Battle Sisters. So it looks like there's 2 included, and to be honest, putting them together actually isn't too difficult. Their main torso is pretty much 2 pieces, and then after that it's just arms and the backpack. So in a way, kind of reminds me of Space Marine models from 3rd edition. In a way. And then there'll be potentially a 3rd Battle Sister, then going through the steps on how to build a Seraphim. So there should be 2, and then just using the included jump bases. There will be some different bases included, so we'll have the 32s, 28s, and a 25. The Sister Repentia for the 28mm base, followed by the single Arco-Flagellant as well. And once again, the last time I saw those 2 models, they were definitely also not in plastic. Things have changed. How to paint Adepta Sororitas. So base coating with Abaddon Black. Now, is it the Order of the Martyred Rose? Does it actually say? Maybe not. I don't think it does. But anyway, Abaddon Black, followed by Corn Red on the base of the cloak, followed by Mephiston Red, and then Mournfang Brown for pouches and belts. Lead Belcher, unsurprisingly, for your metallic areas. Corax White for your whites. Your insignia, the visor on the helm, always good to see. A little bit of Screamer Pink there for tops of Purity Seals. Rakoth Flesh for the parchment of the Purity Seal. Agrax Earthshade, just to give some of those areas some tone. the first coming of Norn Oil, and probably the last. The robes, the weapons, basically anywhere and everywhere that Agrax didn't touch, really. Retributor armor to add in some of that golden trimmings. Reichland flesh shade on those particular gold trimmings. Stormhost silver for your first layer of edge highlighting, which is also used even on the Retributor armor. Yes, Retributor armor sections as well. So it's interesting how multi-purpose the Stormhost silver is. Basing, which tends to always be that Astral Granite and Norn Oil. So that's pretty much the sister side of things, which cover the Battle Sisters and the Seraphim. And then the Arco-Flagellant, Repentia have their own steps. So the Arco is pretty much done in a Corax white base, followed by the Retributor armor. Lots of Reichland flesh shade, which is unsurprising. And to be honest, the Reichland already is actually really good at just bringing out some of that tone. Almost in that slap choppy type way, which to be honest probably works really well for the for the Arco-Flagellant. Even the Sister Repentia looks really good just with those ones down. Getting some more colour on the Sister Repentia with some Screamer pink, Abaddon black on both models, Mephiston red to bring out some detailing, Rakoth for purity seals once again, Agrax, Norn Oil. So same paints are coming out over and over again just to do basically the same few things. This issue is progressively falling apart page by page. So by the end of that, so that's pretty much what those models look like with the paints available by 46 odd issues in. I'd probably say they are definitely tabletop ready. Maybe not parade ready, but I'd definitely say with those paints on you could easily whack entire squads onto the tabletop, not a problem. The data sheets for the Battle Sister squad and the Seraphim squad, which I do believe is 9th edition data sheets, followed by a tutorial, which I think is part of the Seraphim rules, and then the actual playthrough with Head for the Service, which probably the actual mission, Necrons and the Adepta Sororitas, Scout mission, Engage and Eliminate with the mission briefing details. Splash page for Imperium, followed by the preview for the upcoming issues. Issue 47, 2 paints, Wild Rider Red and Pink Horror, we already know about this. And then issue 48 goes back into some terrain with some more Ruined Factorum. Followed by lore information on the Dark Angels, which will be interesting, and then more information about the Imperial Creed. So that was the actual page through of issue 46 while it still stays together. Now, the rest of the issue, well, what else was with the issue? Not so much the rest of the issue. The single runner / sprue with all those various models. I just realized one of these bases seemingly attached to the actual sprue. So all of those units are here. So here's the Arco. I can definitely see the Arco here. I think that's probably the Sister Repentia. And then combination between the Seraphim and the Battle Sisters. So definitely very cool to see. It is interesting seeing all of this in plastic, probably for one of the first few times, because as I said earlier, the last time I saw this was all pretty much metal. Even these used to be, well, they actually seem to have shrunk, but they also used to be metal. Heads didn't used to be individual things. Things have obviously changed since the last time I've played Sisters. Well, not so much played Sisters, but painted a Sister of Battle. But the detailing is definitely still quite rich for these particular models. So that's very cool. So that's pretty much the included sprue with all those units. Some of the other stuff that was included, so we do have the plastic flying base attachments for the 2 Seraphim. And then lastly, obviously the included bases, so there will be, what do we have? So I believe that was it Arco, Repentia? These 5 are the same sizes as well, so that'll be your Battle Sister unit. So that's definitely not too bad for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for 7 bases. Very cool that we also get these, of course. So that pretty much brings us to an end of issue 46 for Imperium, with obviously this new range of Adepta Sororitas units to add to the list. So very cool to finally see these. I'm sure as future issues go on there'll be more Sisters reinforcements before it starts delving back into probably a few more Marine based units, definitely be more Necron units I'm sure. So definitely looking forward to seeing how this continues to expand in the next 10, 20 odd issues, obviously right through to issue 90. Leaving the retrospective there. So thank you very much for watching this video. Feel free to do the usual like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. It does help support the channel and I do appreciate it. There is stuff on Instagram and the YouTube community tab to also have a gander at as well. With that being said, stay safe and take care, and I'll catch you all potentially in next week's video for issue 47 of Imperium. Otherwise, there's definitely some 40k content coming up each week. Otherwise, there's also the non-40k content as well. So, until the next time, see ya.